different people in different modes, so naturally their faith is in different modes. Most people are in passion. So they go to those places, you worship like that, that's what you get. You get what you ask for in one sense. But those who worship me will live in me, with me. So this is the point of Bhagavad Gita, is not that we give up. Krishna never said to Arjuna, you give up your fighting and surrender unto me. Not at all. He didn't say give up what you're doing. He said do it, but do it for me. Fight, but fight on my behalf, not on your behalf. Not even on behalf of the Pandavas, but on my behalf. Externally that may have seen what it's like, but actually Arjuna was fighting because it was Krishna's desire. He was also Grihastha, married man, family. Krishna consciousness is for everyone. It doesn't make any difference. Remember Prabhupada was mentioning about Goswami and so on. Whatever we have in our Krishna conscious movement, as I said in the beginning, it's surprising to see white people also trying to take up this path of pure bhakti. It's simply the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, our spiritual master. If there's anything good or any qualification whatsoever, it's by his grace that he's out of his mercy and impregnated that within us, all of us. And if there's any shortcoming, that is due to our remaining attached to a path separate from Krishna consciousness. It's his mercy entirely. The credit goes entirely to him and to our parampara, the spiritual masters, which is available to everyone. The line of mercy is there. If you want to go to Prithviloka, it's kind of a semi-heavenly planet where you can reside in a kind of a, like I said, I don't know how you can describe it, like a dreamlike world almost. It still is temporary. All these places are temporary. Hellish planets also temporary. Sometimes a living entity has to go to hell, sometimes to heaven. It's the nature of this material world. You can't have one without the other. The world of duality. You can't have hot without cold. The two are there in the material world. So hellish situations are there on this planet. Some of us are suffering, sometimes also. Everyone is to a certain extent, but sometimes more than others, and we really know it. That's the nature of this material world. It's dukkhalayam ashashvatam. It's dukkhalayam, place of dukkha. Suffering place. Can't avoid it. But you can rise above it. It's like the weather. Today is a strange day. There's some blue. What's that blue up there? What's that blue stuff up there?
Cloudless sky.
Blue sky. Blue what?
Sky.
Sky?
Yeah.
That's Sky. I thought that's a television program. Sky TV. That's Sky, huh? Some places you don't see the sky. They had a saying, the sun never sets on the British Empire. Prabhupada said the sun never rises now on the British Empire. You never see it. Sometimes it's like that for months on end, you hardly see the sun. You know. In India it's not like that either. Maybe in the monsoon, but in this part of the world now we're getting a little bit of sun. Make the most of it while you can. But sometimes in weeks on end you don't see grey skies. If you rise above the clouds, you don't, not very far even, maybe 5 or 10,000 feet, I don't know. And you're above the clouds, right? And it's all blue sky, no clouds, just blue sky down below the clouds, and other people are under the clouds down there. And you're up above. So it's like Taigunya Vishayavada, Nishtrigunya Bhavardhana. Krishna says, rise above them. Rise above these modes of nature, which includes this type of worship. Within the, even though it's pious, you can say to worship demigods, very pious. And if done properly, one will become elevated in consciousness also. But it only leads to those places. They may be very high places compared to this, but they're still within the material world. Still there. Even to renounce this material world is not the goal either. Realizing this material world is a place of suffering, and to try to change that by increasing one's material facilities is not the solution. Even realizing that, many people, they take the path of renunciation, they give it up, they want to detach. That also isn't the real thing. And maybe give an example. Somebody is standing on your foot, or our foot, for many years. You get used to it. But then when they take their foot off, you feel great relief. What a relief. You've forgotten what it was like. And then suddenly they take their foot off, it feels great. You didn't know what it was like, actually. You've forgotten entirely. So this new experience. But it's not the real experience of the foot. That's just the foot freed from suffering. And it feels great. So liberation, getting freed of birth and death and so on, freed of karma, is a natural process on the path of spiritual advancement, but it's not the goal. And if one thinks that's the goal, it's just like, okay, that's it. The foot's not on mine anymore, now I'm perfect. But no, but there's a purpose of the foot. It's not just to be free of someone's foot standing on it. The foot has a purpose to work, to do things on behalf of the whole. Similarly, we have a purpose. We're all man-made vangsa jiva loka, jiva buddha sanatana. We're part and parcel of Krishna. And as long as we don't realize that, there will be no solution. We'll be forever looking for something more. Until we attain our constitutional jiva swarupa, our swarupa, Nityara Krishna Das. The swarupa of the jiva is Nitya Krishna Das. It's the eternal servant of Krishna. And anything short of that, the soul will not be fully satisfied. Savai bong sang paro dao ito bhaktir hokshideo hoitikiya patiyata yayatma suprasidati. Yayatma suprasidati. Complete satisfaction of the Atma, of the soul. Comes Savai bong sang paro dao, the topmost religious practice. And Savai bong sang paro dao ito bhaktir hokshideo is pure bhakti. Hoitikiya patiyata. Pure devotion to Adhoksha, another name of Krishna, the Supreme Person. Hoitikiya patiyata. Unmotivated, uninterrupted. That's where real happiness lies. Real satisfaction. Vijatma suprasiti. Anything short of that, we will not be satisfied. There can be some temporary happiness, but not real satisfaction or relief from suffering. Real happiness comes very naturally. By nature the soul is happy. It's not the nature of the soul to suffer. Suffering is only due to false identity. We identify ourselves with this world. Suffering is there in this world, you can say. One of our godbrothers who left this world maybe 5 years ago, Sridhar Maharaj, he had many physical ailments, cancer, this and that, hepatitis. And from one point of view, his body was in a really quite a miserable condition. And when asked, "Raj, you must be suffering a lot of pain." He said, "Yes, the pain is there, but you don't have to suffer. Depends how much you identify yourself with the body and how much you see this as an impediment to my pleasure." But he was quite a transcendental personality, I would say. Very much attached to the transcendental path. And thus he's not so much affected. And this can apply to anyone. If they have a little bit of, not just understanding, but a little bit of realization too. It won't come just by theory. We can control things by theory, just like you can control anger or frustration or whatever, by some adjustment. But it's only temporary. Just like our drunks, they were only temporarily relieved or feeling good. And afterwards, maybe they get into a fight or who knows what they do, and then they get arrested. All sorts of things may happen. Or they go home and there's a big flare-up, whatever, headache, or something, some stomach problems.